All right, it's great to have everybody here today. My name is Adam Ortiz. I'm the Deputy Secretary at the Maryland Department of the Environment, and we're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate the redemption of an important part of our state. We're here to celebrate the restoration of the Chesapeake Bay, and we're here to celebrate all of us working together across political divisions, across watersheds, across levels of government. And if you're worried about whether you're having a bad hair day today, I want to assure you that you are not having a bad hair day. We are all having a great hair day together on this beautiful day in this part of the Chesapeake Bay watershed near Back River. So we have a tremendous lineup today, some incredible announcements, and we're going to get to it so we can get you back to your cars and into warmth. But it's a tremendous day today. So first I would like to welcome our secretary to make some remarks, and then we're going to have a handful of other principal elected officials and some representatives from the community and nonprofits as well. So first I'd like to welcome our secretary, Serena McIlwain.
Are you sure I don't have a bag? So good morning, everyone. It is so great to be here in Baltimore, particularly with Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. It's an honor to be here today in Baltimore. We are bringing stock to the Bay Trust and many dedicated community partners that really made the day happen. And so on behalf of our governor, Wes Moore, I want to say thank you. We salute you. Thanks for all that you do. And I know today is not birthday, but I do want to say happy birthday anyway. Happy Earth Month. One of the reasons why we're here today is to celebrate and emphasize that Maryland is committed to environmental justice, environmental protection, and economic prosperity. We believe that everyone should have a voice when it comes to what happens where they live. We also need to make sure that we are. We also want to make sure. There we go. That. Did you all hear anything? Okay. We also want to make sure that those voices in those communities are heard. We believe that everyone should have access to clean air and clean water and clean land. And I believe that all of this should never come between the cost of economic prosperity in Maryland. The governor has made it very clear that we are not only protecting the environment and communities, we are growing the economy in Maryland. And Baltimore is a great example of that kind of economic growth. We're building the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and it is going to be bigger and better than it was before. We are also expanding one of the most important trade ports in America with the container terminal, and that is going to bring 1,000 new jobs, good paying jobs, with it. Also in the governor's budget next year, he has included $400 million for projects that are related to the Chesapeake Bay, and that's a $3 billion economy just by itself. So we're improving the quality of life for Baltimore residents, and we are making sure that no one is left behind. But today, we do want to celebrate a few things, and one of which is a remarkable environmental achievement in Baltimore City. And I am talking about the tremendous improvements that have been made at Back River and Patapsco wastewater treatment plants. These plants, as we all know, they have faced some real challenges over the past years, but how you respond to those challenges is really what matters. And I am so happy to say today that the City of Baltimore responded. The Maryland Environmental Services responded. Maryland's Environmental Protection Agency, we responded. And because of this strong partnership and working together as one unit, the wastewater treatment plants are doing so well, and they have completely turned around. Let's give them a round of applause. They're protecting the waterways, they're protecting the environment, they're protecting the communities. And since 2022, nitrogen pollution has dropped 60% at Back River and 78% at Patapsco. So that's what I'm talking about when you think about real progress. And it's also proof that when you're working together to do the right things, the hard work, real progress is what you get as an outcome. In addition to that good news, we continue to do great things together. And that's why today I am also proud to announce that we are investing $1.75 million in 21 new environmental projects in this region. These projects, they're going to provide real benefits to those communities that have really faced pollution for way too long. But they're not just going to address the damages of the past. They're actually going to create new opportunities for those communities. They're going to improve their lives now and into the future. And I am also happy to report to you that one of those projects, we're building, another Mr. Trash Wheel. And that trash wheel is going to live in Back River. So I really do want to emphasize just one more thing before I conclude. The Moore-Miller administration has been very clear, crystal clear about environmental justice. No Marylander should ever have to decide on the health of their families or between the economic opportunities that are available in their communities. And this is why I am so happy to partner with organizations like the Chesapeake Bay Trust, the Baltimore Harbor Waterkeeper, and the Waterfront Partnership. So I will leave you with this. This moment is about the people. It's about children. It's about seniors. It is about doing the right thing for our communities. Thank you, and remember, environmental justice is not just the goal, it is a responsibility for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. I also want to thank the team from MDE who helped put this event together. If you are on the staff of the Maryland Department of Environment, please raise your hand and receive a round of applause for helping bring us together and for all your selfless work every day. We've made tremendous progress because we have tremendous partners. We have tremendous leaders throughout the state of Maryland and especially in the city of Baltimore. Mayor Brandon Scott has been a tremendous partner and leader for the gemstone of our great state of Maryland. So please welcome Brandon Scott to the microphone.
Thank you. Mr. Deputy Secretary. Good morning, everybody. I am so pleased to be here with you all. Happy Earth Day to everyone. And thank you, Madam County Exec, Mr. Councilman, and Mr. Delegate for allowing me to be in Baltimore County this morning. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you, Mr. Councilman, for joining us. I want to start by thanking our state and community partners for being with us, but more importantly, for being involved in this work. Because the announcements that you just heard from our secretary, she talked about it, they are a team effort. For decades, we know communities in Baltimore City and Baltimore County suffered real harm from wastewater pollution, and they suffered alone, without the support they needed from their government and without action. But today, we are doing things differently. You've heard about the actions that we've taken to address pollution at those plants. We know that both have now reached compliance. And you heard from the Secretary that nitrogen discharge are down 60% in Back River and 78% at Patapsco. But phosphorus levels are down more than 80% at both of the facilities. And today, this is just the next step, launching 21 projects to create jobs, prepare their environment, and drive sustainable growth in communities impacted by pollution from those plants for all those many years. That includes the fifth member of the trash wheel family that will be here in Back River. These opportunities create good paying jobs, improve drainage, plant trees that we need, fix up trails, and establish new green spaces, all that will help us to address these decade-old challenges. But at the the end of the day, they're not just for now. They are focused on the future, on building safe, sustainable communities for generations to come. And we will continue to do our work in the city and DPW and Western Parks with all our partners each and every day. But we will also do that in partnership every day, but most importantly with the community. Thank you for having me, and let's keep up the great work. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your leadership and your tremendous partnership. We're also so pleased to be hosted in the great county of Baltimore. Tremendous leaders, a delegate. I want to thank you for having us here today in your district. And I want to welcome somebody who's no stranger to this part of our state, Baltimore County Executive Kathy Klausmeyer.
I want to, can you hear me? I just want to show that my county delegates are here. We have Delegate Metzger and Delegate Guyton. And we also have one of our council members here, Mayor Young. So thank you all for support this. And welcome everybody to Baltimore County. What else can I say? What a great day it is and how beautiful the scenery is. Back there, the water's good, everything's green. And if anybody cares, I love the wind. I was concerned about how my hair would look today, but I don't think I have to worry about it anymore. But anyway, I want to thank Secretary McIlwain for being here, and Mayor Brandon Scott. It's great to be working with you on these kind of issues. And the President, Janet Davis, as well as our partners in the Chesapeake Bay Trust. And we're proud to celebrate nearly $2 million in grant funding that will support over 20 community-driven environmental projects across our region. These projects will do so much to our environment, including improving stormwater management, expanding green space for our residents, and developing new opportunities for students and youth to learn, straightening our workforce, strengthening our workforce, and even cleaning trash from our water, which is great. We're excited to get our very own trash wheel on Back River. What do you say about that, everybody? These waterways feed into the Chesapeake Bay, and healthy Chesapeake Bay means tourism in our area. This is a great place for tourists to come, and it makes it stronger and local for the seafood industry and our residents. Congratulations to all of the organizations, and we can't thank you enough for taking part in this grant funding, especially county-based groups like the Back River Restoration Committee. You're here? Okay, let's hear it for them, everybody. And they will design and build our new trash wheel. The Back River Neck Peninsula Community Association. Where are they? Are they here today? Who will continue to restore the important waterway. Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Is anybody here from Our Lady? Thank you for coming. Who will engage youth leaders in environmental projects. And one more less mentoring. There you are. Okay, thank you. Which will create more opportunities for young people from the county and the city to enjoy fun outdoor recreation activities. Thank you very much for all our partners securing these grants and putting them in the hands of community groups, which I think that is just a wonderful thing. And they are excited to be making a difference. We're ready to put the funding to good use, and thank you very, very much. And I'm sorry for a little hard there, but we're going to keep flying. We're going to have to learn how to read one of those iPads. So, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Madam County Executive. Great to see you. We appreciate your leadership. So that is, so we had three tremendous leaders, three tremendous executives, and I also want to thank the other elected leaders that are with us today. So Delegate Metzger, again, I want to thank you for having us and for your tremendous support in the General Assembly. Delegate Guyton, thank you so much. She is on the committee that keeps an eye on MDE, so thank you for being a great friend. And this year and in years in the future. Thank you so much for your leadership. Councilman Young, tremendous to see you. Thank you for your leadership. And my friend, Councilman Mark Conway, I saw you step up. Great to see you again, my friend, and thank you so much for your leadership. Are there any elected officials that we have not mentioned today? If you're just being shy, I want you to know that we appreciate you for your service to the people, but all of us are working together regardless of party and regardless of political boundaries. So now we're going to talk about the non-governmental organizations that have stepped up. The environment is a team effort. Everybody has a job on the team. Everybody has a place on the team, and we work together. Tremendous things happen, like tremendous things have been happening here in the restoration of Back River. And somebody who's been behind a lot of this work for a long time is my friend, Dr. Janet Davis, who's the president of the Chesapeake Bay Trust. Jana started in 2005, and shortly after she started, she and I worked together when I was a grantee as the mayor of a small town in Prince George's County. And Jana has behind the scenes worked to get resources and training in places that need it, in parts of our state that need a little bit more environmental love. And she and her team have done a tremendous job getting resources, coaching, and importantly, convening and bringing people together. So Jana, I see a lot of NGOs here. I see a lot of logos and baseball caps with different NGO names. And so I'd like you to step up and represent them a little bit today in the way that you brought us together.
Thank you so much, Adam. I love this day. I love this wind. I love this site. It is such a great place to celebrate the amazing work that many of you are about to undertake. Secretary McIlwain, thank you so much for allowing us to be the conduit and partner with you to get resources into the hands of these amazing groups on the ground who want to play a role. So the Chesapeake Bay Trust specializes in helping groups, especially those who have never been part of this story before, who have never maybe led a project before, practice and get their hands wet and their feet dirty, feet wet, hands dirty, whatever it is, and do projects that you want in your own neighborhoods. So government can do a lot. I'm here with this incredible group of people, but you can't do everything, right? Government doesn't want to do everything. They want to have the help of community-based groups on the ground. So what the trust does is we specialize in what's fancily called participatory grant making, but that's just a simple way of saying we want you in the community to articulate what you want, and then we want to help you make that happen, and we want to give you the resources to make that happen. So how many grantees do we have in the crowd today? Raise your hands if you're grantees. This is amazing. You guys are doing the work that we need to keep places like this and make new places like this for all of us to access. It's good for human health, physical and mental, so many great benefits of having these amazing resources in our community. So thank you so much to the group of people here for allowing us to be a partner. Thank you to you, the grantees who have done all the amazing work to get these projects put together. What you want in your communities, righting some of the wrongs that have been, that we've seen. I do want to thank our amazing staff at the Chesapeake Bay Trust. Kathy and Delaney have led this program. I think a lot of the grantees know these two. Thank you so much for putting this together with MDE. And I'm excited to hear from some of our grantees about what they're doing and what they want to do more of. So I'll turn it back over to Al.
Thank you, Jana. You're the best. Thank you for empowering all of us. Our next speaker, and when I got, as the master of ceremonies, I got the bios of everybody, and I'm like, man, if I do his bio, it's going to take the whole 50 minutes that are required for the press conference. But I do want to welcome one of our grantees, Mr. Brian Boardley, with One More, One Less Mentoring. He's a dynamic business consultant. He is, get this, a former executive chef and an international fisherman who can tell you the difference between a flathead catfish and a blue catfish and a brown catfish and all the other catfish. And and is dedicated to getting people out on the water. His work is pioneering, integrating wellness and mental health and the environment and a lifelong journey of development. So, Minister, I'd like to welcome you up to share some remarks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for CBT. Thank you for the government officials. I'm 55 years old. 50 years ago, my father came down here to Riverside and bought our first boat that we took back to Woodlawn in Baltimore County. Since then, for 10 years, we came to this park to fish at that pier every day, all night long, hopefully trying to catch something. And we didn't catch anything, but the water was good. And sometimes that's what fishing is. You sit, you learn, but you learn some skills and life skills while you're here. And you talk to other people, and you hear their needs and their wants, and you see the food insecurities that so many communities have in Baltimore. My goal was to create a program where we could teach kids, youth, and adults how to fish, how to have food security, how to be able to understand the birds from the ospreys to the invasive blue catfish. We gave access to these kids to be on the water, and we saw things change in their behavior. Their wellness improved. Their attitudes became adjusted. Their behaviors started to become less hostile and less angry. We found that they had a mental health byproduct to just being on the water. So we've taught these kids how to be on kayaks and just float, because most of us as adults have never got away. Most of these seniors that we come across, even to today, remember when they used to go out with their uncles fishing, and it creates a memory that opens up so many wonderful places mentally that it puts them at ease. We're trying to do something amazing in Baltimore, giving people access to water that for so long historically didn't have that access. So whether they were black or brown, we made a voice for them. And these individuals want to be a part of the water. They want to have the equity and the justice to decide what happens with this blue catfish. How do we rectify this problem of having so many fish in the water that is destroying ecosystems? So we have access from CBT to fund those operations, where we putting the kids in the water from Middle River all the way to DC, Potomac, so that they can see places they dream of and not even understand what it really consists of being on the water. I thank you so much for everybody here, and thank you for having a voice for me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for healing members of our community. Thank you for help keeping all of us a little bit closer and more mindful of each other. As Master of Ceremonies, I have a lot of power. A lot of power to call a little audible if I need to, and I actually would like to welcome our friend, Delegate Metzger, who knows a lot about the significance of this point where we are here today. So, Delegate, I'd like to invite you just to share a few brief words and a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of context of where we are.
Thank you. A little bit of wisdom. You learned something real fast. This is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. We can celebrate the goodness of what's taking place. And I look forward to the wind of change that's taking place right now. That's good things. I will tell you that welcome to District 6, Eastern Baltimore County. We have 250 miles of waterway through Eastern Baltimore County. When I was a child, I used to swim right out there in Back River. And if there's anybody that knows the Back River, it's myself. And when the Secretary of Environment would come to our committees, what would I talk about? Back River and how bad it was. And goodness, it's changing just like that. Thank goodness. But we have worked hard to get it that way with all of your help and with all the government's help and so forth. But I look forward, this area, just to give you a little bit of context of history, this is where the Governor's Regatta took place, right out here at the hydroplane races from years ago. And we also had the world champion hydroplane racer who was a woman, which was Mrs. Folk, who had Folk dealership. And Mrs. Folk was the husband of Mr. Guy Lombardo, the famous orchestra from years ago. But anyway, to make a long story short, welcome to Eastern Baltimore County. Good things are taking place. I'm looking forward to the wheel coming. I'm looking forward to kids swimming in this area again. And thank goodness that things are taking place. You mentioned the fishing. I had talked to several people that own boating facilities to invite kids to teach them about the water, about the fishing. We usually fish for carp and used to use pink dough balls. You remember the pink dough balls? So right out here is the biggest place to catch carp. God bless you and welcome to District 6. And by the way, when you go for lunch, stop at Bon Appetit in Essex on Mace Avenue and tell them I sent you.
That's the kind of wisdom that I was hoping for. Thank you so much, Delegate. We appreciate you. Before we break, I want to thank our sister agencies and brother agencies, Department of Natural Resources, the Maryland Environmental Service. Thank you for being here today. City and local government, thank you. We're all on Team Environment working together. Before we break, I want to expend our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of Governor Moore to all the NGOs and all the folks who work behind the scenes doing work in our communities, not often noticed or thanked in a public setting, but we are doing that here today. So that ends our formal presentation. We're going to take questions from members of the press. If anyone has a question for us here at the microphone, please ask that now. Otherwise, our elected officials and other grantees will be available afterwards.